Hey, 6th and 7th graders, welcome to the Latino Youth Leadership Academy. Our workshop today is called Diary of a Wimpy Middle School Student. Now, don't worry, we're not saying that you're wimpy, not at all. Today, we have 4 high school students with us today that are going to share their experience in middle school, what they did, what they didn't do, what they wish they would have done to be successful in middle school. Now, without further ado, let's bring them on. Hey, everyone. All right, let's start with introductions. Liliana.
Hello everyone, I'm a junior. My name is Liliana, and my favorite subject is LYLA.
Azucena.
Hi everyone, it's Azucena. I'm a junior at Cross Keys High School. My favorite subject is science, and I like cats.
Yureidi.
Hi everyone, my name is Jarady. I am a sophomore in Champley Charter, and my favorite hobby is painting.
And Belém.
Hey everyone, my name is Belém. I'm 16 years old. I'm a junior at Cross Keys High School Cross Keys High School, and I love the performing arts.
Now, I have a funny little video for you all. I hope you enjoy.
Ya está listo, mi hijo. Yes, mom. Date de pronto que estoy aquí afuera esperando para tirarte una fotito, para ponerlo en las redes sociales para que lo vean tu tía y tu abuela, lo grande y hermoso que tú estás en el primer día de la escuela. We have to do this. Ay, mi niño, no seas tan ñoño. Tú sabes que eso es tradición hispana, tirarte una foto y ponerlo en Facebook. ¡Wow! Mira qué hermoso. Se van a volver locas las muchachitas en la escuela. Ave María, esa belleza la sacaste de mí. Estás hecho un pollo total. Ponte en la pared, ponte, échate un poquito para allá, Sonríe, mi amor, pero sonríe. Ay, mira qué lindo. Pero mi amor, no te jorobes que te ves chiquito, párate derecho, así, elegante y hermoso cuando entras a la escuela, así, para que te vean las muchachas, ¿ok? Ok, sonríe. ¡Ay, qué chulería! Dame un momentito, vengo ahora. No te me vayas, mi niño. No te me vayas. Yo llevo esperando todo el verano por este momento. Voy a publicar la foto de mi nene en Facebook para que lo vea el mundo entero. ¿Qué pongo? Déjame pensar. Ok. Mi nene bello está tan grande. Mom, I'm gonna miss the bus. I'm leaving now. I'm leaving. Quedó de película. Dios, gracias. Tú sí que eres tan grande. ¡Oh! ¡Ay, le dio like tu tía! ¿Qué fue lo que puso? ¡Qué grande está mi sobrino bello! ¡Ay, Dios mío!
Now, I'm sure we can all relate to that. I have lots of first day pictures, and my mom loves posting old throwbacks, and I'm sure you guys can say the same too. Now, back in August, the first day of school, I'm sure was very, very different than what it used to be. Azucena, can you tell us a little bit about your first day of school?
So my first day of school during quarantine was a struggle because not only was my Microsoft Teams not working, it just wouldn't load. I was having trouble getting to class, but half my schedule was messed up. I didn't have half the classes I was supposed to. And then the other class that I did have had mechanics, and that took up half my schedule. So I had to get that changed. So yeah, it was a wild ride.
Yeah. Quarantine 2020, self-isolation, it has all really been a struggle, hasn't it been? Now, we want to talk a little bit about what school is like now, and the things that you did that still apply, even though everything's through a computer screen. Things that still apply, whether you're virtual or not virtual in person, that can make you successful and just help you in middle school. So the biggest thing is staying organized. Everyone here can agree, of our panelists, that staying organized is the best thing that you can do. Now we'll start with you, Belém. How do you stay organized?
Well, I try to keep everything in place, and I put everything where I know where I'm not gonna forget, so I make sure everything is in place and where it has to be. Because if it's not, then I'm not gonna be organized.
Yeah,
and that's
exactly. I'm sure you guys saw on the screen there was a backpack that was well organized and things were everything where they needed to be. And there was one where all the papers were all over the place. Little things like that can really go a long way. Azucena, can you tell us, how do you stay organized?
This still applies in quarantine, but also in school. And I learned this through trial and error because in middle school I was a mess. I wasn't organized at all. So what helps me is I keep everything in a binder. Especially if you're beginning, get a single binder and put all your papers in there, and then you build a habit of like putting all your papers in one location and knowing where they are. And then slowly from there you could learn to like try other methods. Maybe you could move on to multiple folders, maybe a binder. And in quarantine, especially, what really helps me stay organized is keep having an organized environment. So if your room is messy, clean it up. If you are on your bed, perhaps try moving to a desk or to a flat surface. And like Luis said, the little things matter. If you do that, then it'll just change the whole outlook on school that day.
Thank you for sharing. Belen, can you tell us a little bit about time management? How do you manage your time in between an online class and maybe having to take care of your little brother, or like, you know, like eating lunch and then going to another online class? How do you manage time during quarantine?
Well, I definitely put a timer on my phone, or I have alarms on my phone just in case, because I don't want to be, doing everything at the last minute, because then it's overwhelming. And so what I do is just put a timer on my phone so I can keep track of what I'm doing. And yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Now, let's talk a little bit about what your schedule looks like. Yuredi, what does your schedule look like now?
So right now, like in the morning, like I start class and everything, and I have school. And afternoon, I have like extracurricular stuff like clubs and other things. So I have to manage my time throughout the whole day just to like get everything done.
Can we talk a little bit about clubs? Who here is in a club? Raise your hand. How do you manage your time? Let's start with you, Liliana. How do you manage clubs and then also homework? And also to our middle school students, should you get involved in clubs in middle school?
Well, right now, since the meetings are virtual, I have the meeting on while I do some homework, but then I'm also paying attention to the meetings. And then middle schoolers, when I was in middle school, I was involved in clubs as well because it's actually really good for you. So I'd recommend that.
Okay. Anyone else would like to share to our middle schoolers being involved, doing these extracurriculars, but finding the time to eat some food?
I'll talk about this one. I regret this. In middle school, I was not involved in a lot of clubs. And looking back, like I wish I was, because I would have met so many new people. I would have explored different interests. And it's hard to do that a little bit when you're older, because when you're older, you have more work. But for time management, what helped me is I give myself deadlines. Like, okay, by 7, I want to have this half of my homework done. And then afterwards, I'll study. And this right now, you're in middle school. It's a perfect time to learn what system works for you. Because in high school, you're gonna have less time, and then it's gonna become a more pressuring matter. So yeah, definitely right now, take advantage of the time you have, and try different things. See what works.
Thank you so much. Now, we talked about staying organized, right? Staying organized, having your folders, managing your time, alarms, all these things help. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. All right, we're stuck at home, right? We're stuck in our living rooms. It can be a lot to deal with maybe your mom or your dad yelling at you, and your brother crying, and your sister telling you to help her with something, and you trying to focus on your online class. So something that I like to practice what is called self-care. I like to take care of myself. So I want us to talk a little bit about keeping it together, okay? How can we keep it together? Now you see the guy there, he's got a nice mud mask. Maybe I should do one more often. But something that I like to do is I like to exercise. I like to go run. I like to go, kick a ball around. I like to walk my dog. Little things that just let me clear my head and get away from everything so I can come back and refocus. So let's talk a little bit about keeping it together. Liliana, how do you handle stress?
So I handle stress. I give myself time to just relax and chill with like music playing and just like laying in bed and trying to like forget what's stressing me out for a little bit. And that's how I deal with stress.
And Belen, tell us a little about your self-care routine. What are your secrets? What do you do to relax?
Well, I actually have anxiety, and it's like really stressful because it's just not something you would expect, right? So my mom, she actually helped me release my stress by either making me tea, telling me to go relax, go exercise, go outside to go for a walk and clear your mind out. So
now we
yes.
talked about, exercising and keeping, our body fit. We should also eat well so we keep our body healthy. But one thing that we don't talk about too much is our mental health. Azucena, can you explain to our 6th and 7th graders a little bit about mental health and why it's so important?
So mental health is one of those topics where it's kind of taboo. No one likes talking about it because of all the negative things that are associated with it. But all of us have to think about this because all of us are affected by mental health. So our mental health is how our technicalities of it. It's like the chemicals in your brain. And sometimes when you're experiencing stressful things, more negative chemicals get mixed into your brain, and so it starts affecting your day-to-day life. You maybe like Belem, like she suffers from anxiety attacks, and so mental health is like that, and it affects everyone. There'll be moments in your life where you won't be in the most mental health.
Yeah, having good mental health or being in a good state of mind.
Yeah. And so if you realize like, oh, this sounds like something that I'm going through, then what I would implore you to do is reach out for help. People are out there to help you. Your teachers are out there, they want to help you. Your friends are out there, they want to help you. Your parents, there's all sorts of people out there. So definitely research more into it because like none of us are professionals. But definitely go need help, go look for it. And
definitely reach out to the guidance counselors too. The counselors, that's literally what they're there for, is to make your experience a little bit better. And if you are experiencing, maybe you're having a tougher time, they're there to help you out. Now, being stuck at home has its effects on people. Thank you so much for sharing, Azucena. So one thing that people have experienced in the past is bullying. But now, since everything is online, people may assume that it doesn't exist. Now it's just in a different format. It's what we call cyberbullying. So would anyone like to talk a little bit about maybe their experience with bullying or cyberbullying and what they should do if they see or experience it?
So the internet is one of those forms where it makes it much more easier for someone to get bullied. As you know, it's so easy to remain anonymous online, which is why when you see like you're aware of someone being bullied, maybe you heard it somewhere in when you're passing by, maybe you heard it in a call, whatever it may be. We all have a sort of responsibility to say something, especially if you're in a place where you can, like where let's say it's just you happen to hear it, then please reach out, say something because that person is getting bullied. Bullying has a severe, as we mentioned earlier, it could affect someone's mental health. And it could affect them negatively. So if you can say something, if maybe someone's getting bullied, then perhaps reach out to them saying, hey, are you all right? Do you need help? How are you feeling? Like, I'm here for you. And because everyone needs help. We're humans, like we make mistakes, we can't do everything. So definitely, if you're being bullied, reach out. If you see someone being bullied, say something about it. Maybe not confront the person, but maybe tell your counselor, tell the teacher, tell your parent, say something.
Thank you so much for sharing that. something that we would like to share with everyone is you always, as Susana just mentioned, reach out to an adult, your parent, a teacher, and anyone that you feel is responsible and can help you out of that situation. Bullying is never okay. Cyberbullying does exist now. And like you mentioned, people are anonymous and they take the opportunity advantage of that. So please reach out to everyone else if you're experiencing that. Now, I would just like to leave our students with a last few words. You all just went through middle school. Now you're in the middle of high school. Eventually, you'll go off to college. But what advice would you give to our 6th and 7th graders? I'd like to start with you, Liliana. What's the last piece of advice you'd like to give them?
So some advice I'd like to give them is to be yourself. You know, it might be scary, but being yourself is like the best option. And then put yourself out there, you know, for more opportunities and stuff like that.
You, Davey?
I would say always try your best. Like you always have to try. Like even if you think you won't be able to do it, try it first. Doesn't matter if you like fail or anything. But like if you don't try it, you won't know. What if like you're interested in it or you're actually good in it? So like always try your best.
Azucena?
I hold this one true to my heart a lot of times, to not be scared of people or not be scared of things, because a lot of times those things are not as scary as they appear. So put yourself out there. Even if you think that, oh, I might not succeed, do it. I promise you, it could be a good experience. You can learn something from yourself. You can learn that, oh, I do like this or I don't like this. But put yourself out there. Don't be scared. Like people out there are also like thinking of the same things. You're thinking about yourself. They're thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about you. So just put yourself out there. Do it.
In Belen.
I'm gonna say do not procrastinate, because if you do, it's gonna get too overwhelming for you, and that's not good for your health. And don't forget, you're unique in your own way, so don't let anyone tell you that you're not, because you are, and you could do it. You could do anything you want, because I believe in you, and I know you can.
Thank you so much. Thank you to our panelists all for sharing some of their personal stories, things that, you know, have worked for them. And to our 6th and 7th graders, we have lots of more workshops we want you to attend. If you want to reach out to us and just need additional assistance, go through our website, thelya.org. We have tons of resources for you, and we're here to help. So on behalf of us, behalf of our panelists, we thank you so much. Y'all, everyone have a good day.